Hey, Laura J.E. Hamilton. 3 years ago today, I was on my way back to Canada from a 3.5 year life in England that I closed down and left on this day 3 years ago. And I've been through such an incredible transformational experience over this past 3 years and even the ones all before that, because all of them have led me to now, ready to stand in my power. When I lived in England, a girlfriend actually did a shamanic journey for me, and she said, I see you pointing in the distance saying, that's where I'm going, that's where I'm going. And my entire life, I thought it was about getting there, even though I knew better. Even though I knew that it's not actually about the destination, I was still trying to make it about the destination. That's the castle that I'm going towards. And one of the interesting things that Zora said in that shamanic journey was that I had a beautiful, magnificent castle on top of this teeny tiny tapered foundation. I was not strong enough to withstand all that comes with being so big. I needed to build myself up because I had a self-image of being a loser from when I was in high school and elementary school and took other people's garbage personally. I invited them into my personality and said, hey, what do you guys think? Isn't it awesome? And then they said, oh yeah, Laura, that's awesome and that's cool and that's okay. But that part, no, that's not something you should show off to anybody else if you don't want to get laughed at. And I was like, oh my God, thank you for letting me know. I'll just shut that part off and not invite anyone in as you suggest, because you must know best, right? You are my elder. You are my peer. You are someone that should care for me because I care for you, right? That's how the little girl inside of me thought when she took all of this garbage personally from other people that were so ready to dismiss their own hang-ups and project it onto someone else to justify the story that they were running for themselves, that they were allowing to rule their inner kingdom. This right here, this point in your middle of your chest, right above your heart, is the soul throne, seat of your soul. It is where your soul sits, either as the inner reactive queen tween and king team that sit there and look at the world from the lens of victim consciousness, because truly how evolved can someone that has no idea what's going on and is not even sure within their own body what's certain because they're in such a turbulent, transitory time, let alone everything outside, and then to be expected to have to withstand all of that and make all of the decisions and be the adult as the 11-year-old. Oh my God, what pressure. So he says within us, as to why we are so reactive, using the same actions in the past that we got results we didn't enjoy, and then bringing those into the future, into the present moment that we're in now, and then wondering why we're getting more of the same. We can have this reactive royal team on the soul throne of our inner world, or we can actually have a ceremonial coronation, I believe it's called, where it's the passing of thrones. The baton is transferred to the one that will take over, and it is the mother queen, the queen mother that has been in this ivory tower for all of this time as the expert that no one knew existed. And it is time for her to transcend all of those layers of isolation that she put around her in order to keep herself safe and to keep you all safe, because in previous lifetimes She was persecuted for standing in her power. An empowered woman was deemed a witch, and then she was thrown into a river with weights on her feet, and if she floated, she was a witch, and if she sunk, then she was innocent. But the sunk one died, and then the one that floated died, so she was screwed either way. And that is what we have done to people that have been powerful, and that is why so many of us have our resourceful, creative selves locked away in this high-rise at the top floor that is inaccessible, because we can get there, but we don't ever bring her down. It's time to bring her down. It's time for her to invite herself down, for us to be able to say, darling, you're not going to be killed this time. Maybe, but is it not more worthwhile to be killed standing for something that you believe in than to be like a leaf that floats randomly through life without a purpose? I believe that if we don't stand for something, we will fall for anything, and I believe that we don't have a choice now. It is time for us to band together. When I say we don't have a choice now, I'm completely wrong. But what I want you to know is that I have been selling you my BS, my belief systems, for the last 6.5 minutes. And you either believe some of what I've said, it resonates with you, you feel it, you interpret the energy that I'm saying and say, oh, that's good. Or you say, ugh, no, that is not my truth. My truth is this. Because then I give you opportunity to compare and contrast to then get clear. Because that is a powerful process in and of itself. And then there will be the other parts of you that resist simply because it feels so right, and you're like, no, that would completely compete with what's already in here. All the BS that's here, that would completely demolish it. I'm not interested even a little bit. No, you keep that to yourself, Laura J. No thanks. And that's fine. Just acknowledge the truth as to why you deny, reject, or neglect ideas, because you are the conscious consumer of your own world. You are creating your life right now as you choose. Based on the decisions that you make now, all of those choices, which is the actioned decision, is what a choice is. You can't take a choice back. You can change your decision though. As long as the choice has not been made, the decision can be changed. It is about realizing it is better to decide on something and to start taking action toward it than to do nothing, because inaction is a choice. Indecision is a decision. Be intentional. Your intention directs your attention, and where your attention goes, your energy flows. Energy will always follow your team, your time, energy, effort, attention, and money. Where you displace your team members, is going to create the results that those team members are able to create with the energetic resources that it has access to. All of this started because 3 years ago, I moved home and my BS had to change. I picked up some of other people's, I brought with me my own, and then I came to places where I didn't really quite agree with what I used to agree with anymore, because I had left home for an adventure that completely transformed me, and then I returned back where I started, integrating and embodying the lessons that I had learned, but not yet being there. It took 3 years for me to be able to change my energetic signature, to actually embrace my third name, the Ellen in my name. Ellen DeGeneres is such a light, and yet I, for many years, did not own the E in my name. I did not realize how significant it was that I was Laura J, with an E for empowerment, who also uses the E and the H of Hamilton to make it about being a Canadian life coach. I never realized how proud I was to be Canadian until I left, and then realized how great we are when I came back. Not because the English weren't great, they were. You get who you are in life, you see. But proud because where we come from matters. It's our roots. And our roots must be in equal measure to the leaves above. Because on so above as so below. or something along those lines. See how the lighting changes when something significant happens? Not significant because it was like, hey, it's significant right now, or because I just explained that something significant is happening, but because lighting changes, symbols show up, opportunities to remind you of just how significant or standing out something is will show up for you. And it is up to you to gain eyes to see all that is unfolding in front of you and through you, because you matter beyond measure. You are so significant. You are here for a reason. Your soul chose to incarnate into this lifetime now for a reason. You have an important message. You have something important to contribute, and you must find what that is. You must be willing to say yes to an adventure that doesn't work, and you have to come home again. It's okay. You left. You grew. You stepped out of your comfort zone, and it'll be easier next time because you did it already. That's enough. Lord Jai. Namaste.